District Digital Creatives Live, brought to you by Blackmagic Design, leading the creative video revolution. Flanders Scientific, reference displays and advanced color management devices. Adobe, everything you need to design and deliver exceptional digital experiences. OWC Digital, the speed to create, the capacity to dream. Powered by Telestream Wirecast, live streaming video production software for Mac or PC. Premium Beat, simple licensing, extraordinary music. New Blue FX Tidal Live 3 broadcast. Create network-worthy productions with a bootstrapper budget. And Wowza's Streaming Cloud, endless live streaming possibilities.
What's up, guys? This is GKJR with District Digital Creatives. I'm very excited today to have Jason from Blackmagic. There's a lot going on in the next couple of days with Blackmagic's conference road tour. And if you're well awake on the East Coast and West Coast, you know there's a big announcement this morning. Blackmagic dropped a new eGPU box, and there's also a new Macbook Pro, which is going to go very handy with that new eGPU box. So Jason, what's going on, man? Exciting news today.
A lot of exciting news. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be talking to you guys. I'm here live at the B&H studio in Manhattan. We've got the corner of 33rd and 9th right behind me right there. Fine folks at B&H are kind enough to let us use this space here while we have a little show going on with Canary for cables.
Excellent.
But yeah, so this morning we announced the Blackmagic eGPU, which none of us knew about until very, very early this morning. It was a very secretive project. And it's retails for $699 US, and it's got the same graphics card as the 2017 iMac with the 8 gigabyte GPU, and it's Thunderbolt 3 enabled with a second Thunderbolt 3 port for connecting a monitor. It's got HDMI 2.0 port for 4K monitoring and four USB 3 ports as well, and it's shipping right now. It's available exclusively at apple.com and in select Apple Store locations. I believe it's going to be in stock at the Apple Store on Monday, and you can order it for overnight delivery from Apple right now online.
Excellent. So this is well, obviously it's pretty new to you also, so I couldn't really ask you what was behind. I guess what I'm blown away by is that this box was actually developed by Apple and Blackmagic. I'm just wondering what that relationship was like getting this done, because obviously it had to be over a few months that this was happening.
Well, I think it was over a long time, and if you look at all of our products in the past, it made sense to me when I saw the announcement because, almost all of our products have some sort of, Thunderbolt connectivity. We've got the Cintel
Right.
film scanner, we got the original cinema camera, our Ultra Studio for Thunderbolt products that we still make today, and many, many different varieties of, and, supporting ProRes in the cameras and ProRes and Resolve. So, we're happy to do it with Apple.
So let's talk. Obviously, this is a new MacBook Pro. For those, like I said, this is going to work in tandem. I mean, we do have a lot of folks that work in studios. We have a lot of mobile editors, so this is going to come in really handy for folks that's mobile.
It is going to come very much in handy for the folks that are working mobily. I myself, I'm on a MacBook Pro with a touch bar right now. Mine was made in 2016, but I can't wait to get my hands on one myself and start testing it out. I'm very excited about it. It's going to make your mobile setup a lot more powerful.
So Road Tour is coming up. Well, it's starting in Atlanta, and we're going to be in DC next week. Tell me what's going on with that.
Yeah, so we were in Atlanta yesterday, from Monday to today. It was a big success and went very well. The cool thing about the tour is that usually when we're demoing or when we're showing Resolve, we only get about an hour or so to talk about a certain aspect of Resolve. It's either what's new in Resolve 15, or we're going to talk about the color page or the edit page. But this is like really detailed. Like we're talking about secondary color correction techniques for an hour and 15 minutes. We're talking about specific like how to make motion graphics in Fusion for 3 hours. We're talking, documentary and narrative advanced nonlinear editing workflows in the edit page. So it's like a Resolve, uh, you know, Resolve until you go crazy Expo for like 3 days. A lot of really advanced classes. Anyone out there that knows the software, uses the software, looks at the tutorials online, maybe has a subscription to Mixing Light or looks at stuff on YouTube and Vimeo. This is the opportunity to spend a lot of time with the folks that teach a lot of the classes and a lot of the materials for teaching Resolve online, and you get to spend a lot of time with those people, and you get to learn really, really specific, nuanced lessons in advanced DaVinci Resolve practices. And whether you're a Resolve user that's been running for years, or unless you're just starting to work with the software for the first time and you want to take a deep dive and look at some of the more advanced parts of the software, or just get started, this is for you.
So I know the Mixing Light crew has spent a lot of time putting this together. What's the relationship like working with those guys, and what can folks expect?
Oh, well, the Mixing Light guys are fantastic. Robbie was at Atlanta, and Robbie Carmen's going to be in DC as well. In addition to a lot of DaVinci Resolve certified trainers, like T-Board is going to be there as well. But they're all phenomenal to work with. I was able to catch one of Robbie's classes, and it was really great. He's going to be doing an HDR class, so for the folks that are interested in real HDR workflows, practical HDR workflows that you can start doing right now, he's going to be doing a big HDR class. So you'll definitely want to catch that. But all of those guys are really wonderful to work with.
So let's I'm gonna go ahead and jump over to the website here so we can kind of give folks an idea of what to expect. So this is I know you probably could see this webpage also. So I know for the Expo night of itself, well, Louisa is going to be the key. Amy is going to be the keynote, and is that going to be an Expo area for folks to be able to see the cameras also?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually we brought almost everything that we had on Tuesday night's Expo. Regardless of whether you want to purchase a pass for the Expo, for the conference in DC, on Tuesday night at the Georgetown University Hotel where the conference is at, there's going to be a free Expo. Think of it like a little mini trade show for 3 hours. I think from 5 to 8:30 p.m. And you're going to see us there. We're going to have the URSA broadcast. We're going to have all the new switchers. We're going to have the new CCU controller. We're going to have the new ATEM Advanced panel. We're also going to have this little camera that we're a little excited about called the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K.
Yeah.
That's going to be there. We're going to have one on a tripod. That's
I'm
like
not sure
the only prototype we have right now.
I'm not sure that's a little camera. There's so much buzz around that camera. So obviously you're a product specialist and you don't get a lot of information from the folks on the development side. What's anything new with the Pocket 4K that you could reveal?
No new features that I know of. I just got to spend some time at Infocom in the beginning of June with Christian Lamb, the product manager of the Pocket 4K, and no new features really to speak of. But it's a really wonderful camera, and you can play with it. You can come up close to it, check it out. Pick it up, hold it, and see what it's like. See how lightweight it is and how versatile it is. And it's going to be shipping out in September. I also just want to point out really quick that besides us being at the Expo, a lot of the other vendors and manufacturers that you buy your equipment from are going to be there. Lasay is going to be there. G-Tech's going to be there. Who else? A lot of folks. Oh, Flanders is going to be there.
Of course.
Yeah, you'll be able to check out the DM240, DM250. Their CM170 was there last time, I believe. They can tell you all about their new HDR monitors as well. A lot of different manufacturers are there, and I believe the conference website has a list of the folks that are going to be there. But even if you just want to come hang out to the Expo, if you don't want to register for all the classes, you can just come say hi, hang out with us, have a drink, and say hi.
So I don't know if you know Alex Lindsay from Pixel Course, but I spent some time with him last night hanging out and got a chance to see one of his spaces in DC that has Blackmagic tech. And he's probably going to drop by the Expo, but it is crazy. I can't speak on what I saw last night or what the tour I did last night, but it's pretty tricked out facility, and he's definitely using a lot of Blackmagic cameras on ATMs and hubs and so forth. But I was chatting with him. I was saying, there's a lot of folks that complain about Blackmagic gear, but if you really take the time to set it up, tweak it to your liking, it's really an exciting time.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's one thing I know about the ATEM product line, it's that it's easy to learn and it's easy to use. Coming from a post-production background and kind of when I learned about all the ATEM workflows and the ATEM products for the first time, it was really only a couple of days of, reading about them, working with them before it all kind of came together.
Right.
But the CCU panel controlling the cameras physically is really easy to use. The ATEM Advanced panel for controlling your switcher, if you don't want to use the software that we include with the switchers, or if you don't want to use the older 1ME or 2ME panels. Right. It's really easy to wrap your head around. It's definitely not rocket science for the folks out there that are, single camera operators and post-production experts. If you want to get into live broadcast, whether it's for live streaming or for television purposes, come check out the gear. We want you to learn all about it. We want to show you everything we have, and we want you to learn from these tour days. That's the most important part. It's essentially 3 days of hanging out with the folks from Blackmagic and a lot of other professional trainers and just having fun and learning in a friendly environment.
So, for those who are watching or in the local DC area, DDC does have a couple of passes for the full conference. So, if you're interested, if you're serious about going to the conference and you can attend all 3 days, definitely hit us up. Go to the districtcreate.org. It's up on screen, and hit us up over email. And we have 5 passes. We could give away free to some folks in the DC. You have to be in the DC area, but hit us up even if you're not and you can't attend. Just shoot me an email. Let me know. So one of the things that I'm stoked about, I'm hoping that Blackmagic is going to do down the road, is training on the ATM switches. Obviously, I work in the production industry and the post-production industry, and one of the things that a lot of other larger companies do is training on these switches, hands-on. I know the Expo is a little small, and small as in you can't do a full-blown training. So I'm hoping that Blackmagic will definitely come by, back to DC and do a full-blown, maybe one-day workshop. What else is going on with the Expo? I know it's just. Let's talk about the classes. What can folks expect? That it's not too late to register. There's HDR by the Mixing Lights folks. Who's on the bill for the conference of itself? Anyone else you want to tell us about?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's Sarah Jones from our Burbank office, who is one of the I'd say foremost experts on DaVinci Resolve. She's going to be teaching a bunch of classes. Jeff Greenberg, who we all know and love, master trainer Jeff Greenberg. Juan Salvo is going to be there also. He's one of the premier colorists in New York City that has his own full-time color house in Midtown, and he's going to be down there teaching classes as well. Robbie Carmen from Mixing Light's going to be there. Tibor Spiegel, who's another certified DaVinci Resolve trainer. All of us are going to be doing all the classes. I'm just going to read off some of them that are really exciting, especially. We've got quick starts for editing and Fusion. If you're like, I haven't cut Resolve before, what's all that about, or I'm really excited about Fusion, I want to learn it more, but I've only messed with the edit, the color, and the Fairlight pages. I want to learn Fusion. It's just getting started. Some of the more advanced stuff we have working with in mixing audio. We have secondary color correction techniques, Fusion page essentials, Resolve and third-party OFX tools, everyday VFX motion graphics and compositing for Fusion, for editors and colorists. I'm doing a class called Log, Raw, and LUT workflow. So if you're ever in Resolve as a colorist and you're just kind of maybe sometimes scratching your head on how do you mix the 3 elements of logarithmic footage with raw footage with a LUT-based workflow, how do I mix and match these elements together to get the best product possible? Same thing with another class I did in Atlanta that I'm doing again called Dailies, Sync Sound, and Multicam with DaVinci Resolve 15. Complete Dailies workflows. Robbie's doing the HDR class. We have Assist and Resolve color management workflows, advanced editorial techniques. We're doing a class on DaVinci Resolve collaboration. So if you folks want to learn about collaborative workflows, how to link up 2 computers or more together so multiple people can work on the same project at the same time in a completely offline workflow, not dependent upon the internet, we're going to be doing a whole class teaching about collaboration, DaVinci Resolve, project server setup, database management, all that fun stuff. even a class called Making People Look Good Beauty Grading Techniques. So again, it's a real deep dive into the depths of Resolve, and whether you're an advanced Resolve user or whether you're a beginner that wants to get a crash course and learn everything they can in a short amount of time, you definitely want to be there.
So let's talk a little bit about training beyond the road tour. What does Blackmagic have come in? Because obviously we're on Resolve 6, Beta 6.
Beta number 6.
I don't know if we're going to reach all the way to 10, but we're getting close to release, I suspect. Tell me a little bit more about what's been included in 6, if you can.
Yeah, Beta 6 includes simultaneous HDR and SDR output, which is really exciting. Because if you're doing some of the more advanced HDR workflows like Dolby Vision or HDR10+, you essentially need to see both of those at the same time to color grade in HDR and have your SDR trim pass to go back and forth to make sure they both look good. And with Resolve 15 Beta 6, if you have a Deck Link or an Ultra Studio that has an AV output, you're able to finally actually do that natively without a weird workaround. That's really important. We added a whole bunch of bug improvements as well, some alpha channel improvements within the Fusion page, a lot of new features and a lot of stability and bug improvements. Beta number 6 is really, really stable, and you can start generally, testing it out more and seeing how it works out for you.
So do we have any folks from the camera team coming to the expo? Any engineers?
None of the engineers. I forget off the top of my head which other product specialists are going to be there. Bob Cornelia, Director of Sales Operations, is going to be there. I'm pretty sure Mark Thompson, Product Specialist, is going to be there. And some other folks as well from the Blackmagic team that, maybe you've bumped into us at one of our trade shows or other events or offices.
Excellent, excellent. Anything else you want to share with us about the road tour? Any thoughts on?
About the road tour, I hope to see you guys there. It went really well in Atlanta. We had all different kinds of users, from folks that were using Resolve for the first time to seasoned vets that are Resolve experts to, people from large broadcast networks that wanted to take a couple days and, learn more of the tools. We just had a lot of fun. It's a really fun experience. It's laid back, and it's just a great way to learn and have some fun. So we hope to see you guys there.
Are they doing headshots on the DC leg also?
I think so. I don't want to say with 100% confidence, but I think it's part of the expo. They had a little headshot station in Atlanta, and they had a professional photographer, snapping shots.
Yeah, I'll ask the FMC folks. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing some more about it, the eGPU in the coming days. Maybe they'll fly one down to the DC Expo so we could get a look at it.
You never know. Come find out. We'll see.
Hey, Jason, I know you don't have a lot of time and you're busy up with B&H. We just wanted to come on and tell the DC folks about the Expo and the road tour. I know you're in DC from July 16th to 18th, then Miami, July 31st to July 31st to August 2nd, Chicago, August 6th through 8th. Shy Pug, Sue and the crew down there should be coming through. Then in Austin, Texas, the tour is going to finish up in Austin, Texas, August 22nd to 24. If you have questions about it, definitely drop by the districtcreate.org site to get more information or FMC training. I think the address is Blackmagic Conference Expo.com, so definitely check it out. And we hope to see you guys out in DC next week. Jason, thanks, man. I know it's a nice, quick stream, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
Thanks. Always a pleasure, George. I'll see you next week.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Thanks. You too.